I swapped husbands with my friend to act as each other's mother-in-law, but accidentally, he ended up inside me. My old college friend Ame and I, along with our families, have long been used to living next door to each other in the same city. Usually, our two families often take the kids out together, sharing laughter and the little moments of life. However, this National Day trip became an unforgettable chapter in my memory due to a series of unexpected incidents. That year during National Day, we planned a short road trip. Our destination was a picturesque small town, just a 3-hour drive from where we lived. We originally thought it would be a lively trip with both families, young and old, but since my child was taken back to my hometown by his mother to visit relatives, it unexpectedly turned into a light trip with just the two couples. Ame's husband Akang suggested that since the kids weren't with us, the four of us should take this opportunity for a purely adult trip and relax from our usual daily stress. My husband Amin and I gladly agreed, looking forward to this spontaneous adventure. By the time we arrived at our destination, it was already evening. The long drive had left everyone a bit tired. We casually picked a local eatery near the hotel, ordered a few specialty dishes, and opened 2 bottles of baijiu. Familiar friends gathered around the table, laughter echoing as glasses clinked, and the alcohol made the atmosphere even more lively. All the usual little stresses of daily life seemed to be left far behind. After dinner, it was nearly 10 o'clock at night, and everyone, feeling pleasantly tipsy and tired, returned to their rooms to rest. Back in my room, I took a shower, changed into the loose pajamas I'd brought from home, and was just about to get into bed when the room phone suddenly rang. It was Ami from the room next door, her tone relaxed. Hey, are you guys asleep yet? We didn't finish the drinks earlier, and we still have some snacks in our room. Why don't you come over and chat for a bit? I glanced at my husband Amin, who was lazily lying on the bed, scrolling through his phone. Hearing the suggestion, he smiled and said, Sure, it's a rare chance to relax. Go ahead. I casually asked. My pajamas are all loose and baggy. Should I change into something else? I'm not even wearing a bra. Amin waved his hand, completely unconcerned. We're all old friends here. Just relax. It's fine. So without really tidying up, we went over and knocked on Aim and their room's door. As soon as the door opened, Akang was standing there in just a pair of athletic shorts, his bare upper body looking a bit out of place under the lights. When he saw me, he froze for a moment, then quickly said, Hold on, let me put on a shirt. But Amin just laughed and patted him on the shoulder, saying, Come on, we're all friends here. We've soaked in hot springs and gone swimming together. What's there to be embarrassed about? Akang scratched his head, didn't insist, and led us into the room with a smile. After entering, I realized that Ami was still in the bathroom, taking a shower, the sound of running water coming from the half-open door. Amin didn't seem to notice and walked straight to the bathroom door, leaning against the door frame and casually asking, Ame, are you done yet? We're all here now. As soon as he finished speaking, the door suddenly opened. Amy appeared at the doorway wrapped in a towel, her hair still wet, just about to grab her clothes. When she looked up and saw Amin, she froze, her face instantly turning red as she hurriedly tightened her towel. The air instantly froze and an awkward atmosphere spread through the room. I quickly stepped forward, half jokingly pushing Amin aside and standing in front of him, pretending to be angry as I scolded, You're still looking? What are you looking at? Amin looked completely innocent, scratching his head as he backed away, muttering, I didn't see anything. Ami quickly regained her composure too, waving her hand with a smile. It's fine, we're all old friends here. He quickly went back to the bathroom, changed into pajamas, and only then did the atmosphere ease up a little. Since there weren't any extra chairs in the room, Akang dug out a plastic sheet from his luggage that he'd originally brought for hiking, spread it out on the floor, and invited everyone to sit around together. We kept drinking the leftover baijiu, snacking on the treats we'd brought, and chatting about work, family, and the funny stories from our youth. After a few more rounds, the atmosphere became lively again, laughter ringing out one after another, as if that little incident earlier had never happened. After sitting for a while, Ame rubbed her shoulders and complained, Sitting for so long, my back is killing me. Hakang helped me massage my back. I chimed in casually. When it comes to back massages, Amin is the best in our family. Ame, let him help you out. He'll make you feel great. Ame's eyes lit up and she said with a smile, That sounds great, Amin. I'll leave it to you. Amin didn't refuse either. Smiling, he moved over to Ame and started massaging her back skillfully. Seeing how seriously Amin was taking it, Akang seemed a bit unwilling to be outdone and joked, Then I should get a massage too. After driving for most of the day, my shoulders are killing me. Xiaoran, give me a massage too. Aimei egged him on from the side. Sure, but you'll have to pay a tip. I waved my hand generously. No need for a tip. Go on, lie down on the bed, I'll give you a proper massage. Akang lay down on the bed with a smile, and I knelt beside him, starting to massage his shoulders. To be honest, at that moment, everyone was still immersed in a relaxed atmosphere, without any particular thoughts. This kind of half-joking interaction among friends, with a bit of playful understanding, actually made things more fun. However, as the massage went on, my pajamas kept slipping open at the collar, due to my large movements, exposing a lot of skin. I had actually noticed that I was exposing myself for a while, but whether it was the alcohol or a subconscious desire to get back at Amin for his earlier blunder, I pretended not to care and continued to lower my head and massage. Akang's gaze, however, became a bit heated. Although he tried hard to hide it, I could feel him sneaking glances at me from time to time. Just then, a coquettish cry came from Ame's side. Ouch, I mean, be gentle. I'm ticklish. She laughed so hard her whole body shook, and the atmosphere seemed to grow even more ambiguous. When I looked down, Akang's reaction was already obvious. His pants were slightly bulging, and he looked a bit embarrassed. Just as I was about to switch hands and continue the massage, he suddenly gently held my hand and whispered, Forget about them. Come on, let's go next door and talk. Before I could react, he had already pulled me up, quickly straightened his clothes, and led me out the door. Back in our own room, Akang closed the door behind us. The atmosphere instantly became subtle. He gently wrapped his arms around my waist from behind, his fingers tentatively slipping into my pajamas. My heart started racing, but I didn't push him away. The lighting was dim, and the only sounds in the room were our breaths. He gradually grew bolder, his fingers tracing down along my waistline, moving cautiously as if testing my boundaries. Seeing that I didn't resist, he relaxed and pressed gentle kisses on my neck. I closed my eyes, letting my body's reactions take over everything. What happened next unfolded quickly, as if everything just happened naturally under the influence of alcohol and impulse. Akang gently pushed me down onto the bed, his movements tender yet carrying an undeniable firmness. The whole process was brief and intense, ending hastily in less than 10 minutes. He straightened his clothes and said softly, I'm heading back first. Then he left the room. Almost the moment he left, Amin pushed the door open and came in, asking with a hint of confusion, What's wrong with you? You don't look so good. I pretended to be calm and smiled as I shot back. What could possibly be wrong with me? But you and Amy were laughing and joking just now. What were you two up to? Amin looked completely innocent. What could we have done? She's ticklish, so she kept laughing when I was giving her a massage. What else could I have done? Hearing him say that, I felt a mix of emotions inside. On one hand, I knew that my actions just now carried a hint of revenge, suspecting that there might be something fishy going on between Amin and Ami. On the other hand, I felt guilty about my impulsiveness toward Ame, toward Amin, and even toward our friendship, as if I owed them all something. The next morning, when the four of us gathered for breakfast again, everything seemed normal on the surface. Amy was still her usual carefree self, joking and complaining about having a headache from drinking too much last night. Akang, on the other hand, seemed a bit deliberate, his eyes occasionally glancing at me before quickly looking away. I pretended nothing was wrong, but inside, my emotions were all over the place, a jumble of complicated feelings. After breakfast, we continued with our plans, hiking, taking photos, and sampling local snacks, as if last night's episode had been nothing but a dream. However, things were far from over. Later, when we happened to be alone together, Akang quietly asked me, Does Amin know? I shook my head. He breathed a sigh of relief and whispered, Ame doesn't know either. She thinks we just chatted for a while last night. From then on, we went back to interacting as we always had, but I could sense that there was now a secret understanding between Akung and me. At several gatherings after that, we secretly continued those ambiguous touches in hidden corners, away from everyone else. Whenever I think back to that National Day trip, I always fall into a swirl of complicated emotions: friendship, impulse, guilt, and excitement. These feelings tangled together, making me both nostalgic for those adventurous times and uneasy about my own choices. I believe that Amin never did anything with Ame, yet I was the one who unintentionally crossed the line. Maybe that's just how certain moments in life are. They quietly change the way we see each other and help us find a subtle balance between intimacy and distance.